Hello everybody, welcome back to another video, and we're going to be picking off where we left.
Suddenly, Damon came and pushed him away. Hey, listen, buddy, I'm sick of this. If you're gonna keep scaring all the other guys away, you dance with me. I don't mix business with pleasure. Dance with me, or go sit quietly in a corner while I find someone. Before I could poke the guy next to me, Damon suddenly grabbed my hand to dance. Just then, the song shifted to a slow, romantic one, and he pulled me in closer by the waist. It's not so bad, is it? If you say so, ma'am. You can say my name, you know. If you say so, Sasha. He had the faintest smile on his face, and my heart skipped a beat. We slow danced as he looked deep into my eyes, and suddenly, his face was so close to mine. Just then, he pulled away from me, like he'd had an electric shock. We need to go home. But it's still early. Safety reasons. Ugh, he was so annoying. When we got home, I saw a box sitting on my bed, and when I opened it, lots of rats jumped out and started running all over the room. Damon saw a little note inside, and for the first time ever, it scared me. For real. Someone broke into your room. This person means business. We have to be more careful, ma'am. He suggested that I shouldn't go to school for the next few days for safety, and I agreed. One night, my manager called and reminded me of my concert in Paris the next day. It was my biggest one yet, and I had to go. I don't think you should be making public appearances until we find out who's trying to hurt you. No, I'm not gonna let some creep scare me and make me decide what I should do. This was planned in advance, and all the tickets are sold, and I'm not canceling. Damon was forced to allow me, but on one condition. We had to share a hotel room, so he could keep a constant eye on me. When we were finally in Paris, I rehearsed my songs all night while he was constantly looking out the window. The next morning, I found him still asleep on the couch when something on the floor caught my attention. A picture of a beautiful girl in his wallet. She looked around my age. I quickly put the wallet away, feeling something weird. Was I jealous? No, of course not. Why would I care if he had a girlfriend? Hours before the concert, while my makeup team was working on me, Damon suddenly snatched me away. Can't you just postpone this? It's too dangerous. I told you, I can't. Please, Sasha, just listen to me. I care about you, you know? Oh, do you? I thought I was your only client. Just do your job, which is to keep me alive, and let me do my job, which is to entertain people. And actually, I prefer it when you call me ma'am. You got me? Loud and clear, ma'am. During my concert, I tried not to think of Damon and the death threats, and it was going so well. In the middle of my performance, I saw Damon in the crowd, and he was smiling at me. He looked so lovely. No, snap out of it, Sasha. He has a girlfriend. While I was singing my fourth song, I suddenly spotted a hooded figure in the crowd, and he was aiming something at me. No, no, no. I froze in panic, but just then a strong pair of arms grabbed me and carried me off the stage, and I looked up to see Damon's tense face. Stay here. Don't move. He returned a few minutes later, saying he'd lost the hooded figure. I was still shaking in fear, and he gently picked me up and we returned to the hotel. He tucked me into bed and sat on a chair close by. I closed my eyes and tried to sleep, feeling safe as he watched over me. Sometime later, I felt him fixing my blanket and gently caressing my cheek as he left. Why did he do that? And why was it giving me a heart attack? When I woke up the next morning, I peeked into the kitchen and smiled when I saw him dancing while cooking our breakfast. It was the first time I saw him looking so human. I felt shy when he turned to me. I didn't have any makeup on. That's the first time I've seen you without makeup, and you look even more beautiful than usual. Is complimenting me part of your job now? Maybe. I knew it. No one can ever resist my charms, not even my emotionless bodyguard. I wonder what your girlfriend would say about this. I assume you're talking about the picture of the girl in my wallet? Gosh, was he actually awake that time? He revealed that it was his sister, and they grew up in the orphanage together. He lost her because he'd failed to protect her, and that's why he became a bodyguard. She'd always wanted to go to Paris and go up the Eiffel Tower. I suddenly felt brave. Let's go there then. For her. After what happened yesterday, there's no way I'm allowing you to go anywhere. Also, I know from your file that you're afraid of heights. I'm not scared when I have you around. I'll be fine, I promise. He finally agreed, but later as we were climbing onto the escalator at the Eiffel Tower, he must have noticed I was nervous. Are you sure about this? We can just go back, you know. No, I can do this. When we reached the top, I squealed and covered my eyes. You made it to the top. You have to see this view now. I don't know if I can. How about you take a look, and we'll go down? But I don't want you to miss this, Sasha. I've got you. Do you trust me? Yes. Yes, I do. Okay then. Open your eyes when I say so. I kept my eyes shut as he led me forward, and then suddenly, I felt his arms wrap around my waist. Now. I opened my eyes, and I gasped. I was so close to the edge, and the whole glittering city was in front of me, and I'd never felt safer in my life. Damon? Yes? Have you ever fallen for a client? My smile instantly faded at his answer. No, it would never happen. I can't do my job well if I'm emotionally involved. So, it was just me who was feeling this. He was just being nice to his client. After a week, I had to go back to school. I looked for Tessa so we could study together in the library, but I couldn't find her. I sat down to study alone and let Damon stand by the door so I could focus. Minutes later, he barged in and yelled, "Sasha, look out." To my horror, the huge bookshelf behind me began to fall on me, but Damon leapt forward and pushed me out of harm's way, and it fell on him. He was in the hospital for a week, and despite my parents' protests that I needed to stay safe at home, I insisted on visiting him every day. One day, while I was in the waiting area, Tessa came to see me with my favorite coffee. But before I could take a sip, a hand suddenly slapped the cup away. We turned to see Damon and a cop beside him, who suddenly put handcuffs on Tessa. "What are you doing, you moron?" "Damon, what's happening?" Suddenly, he revealed something that blew my mind. Tessa was the one who'd pushed the bookshelf on me. I'd been keeping an eye on her and studying her. That day, I saw her enter the library from the back door, and I knew she was up to no good. I'm sure your coffee is poisoned too. My best friend was trying to hurt me? Tessa? Why? And suddenly, Tessa turned into a monster because I hate you. You have everything I've ever wanted. Beauty, talent, fame, wealth. Theo, life is so unfair. I would have gotten rid of you already if your stupid bodyguard wasn't such a pain. She screamed as the cop dragged her away, and I was left speechless. Damon then pulled me into a hug. Are you okay? I'll be fine. How are you? I'm okay, but I can't be your bodyguard anymore, Sasha. I just can't fight my feelings for you anymore, and it's wrong. If I fire you right now, will you be my boyfriend instead? Without a word, he grabbed my face and finally kissed me on the lips. I took that as a yes.
Well, okay, that's the end of the video. Goodbye. That was gross. So gross.